What's going on, guys? It's Coach Newt back in the building with another one. And this is just a quick segment that I found very interesting. And I found that it would be a good talking point and another example of how our decisions and thinking logically affects us and everyone around us. So, this one is about a man being accused of raping an 11-year-old girl. And I'll be checking in, having talking points on it, man. So let's check it out.
But we begin tonight with police. They want Paris to take a good look at a suspect who sparked a citywide investigation.
Predators are on this net, and they're looking for your children.
This is Adam Patterson, a man now behind bars in Houston County accused of child rape and possessing child pornography. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to News 2 at 6. I'm Bob Mueller.
And I'm Haley Wilgus. News 2's Nikki McGee sat down with Aaron police today who fear there could be more victims. We do want to warn you, some may find the following accusations disturbing.
Anybody with any morals understands when they're looking at this how bad this is.
Aaron police.
All right, so this guy being accused of rape, they said that we might find these accusations disturbing. And yes, they are disturbing, man, because no man should ever be accused of rape at all, especially a child. You know what I'm saying? And that just goes to show where this guy is at mentally and also where he's at spiritually and also where he's at physically. So, he let his mind no telling what kind of stuff he's into mentally, and but we do know that he's in a negative mind frame, and then physically his flesh he bends into the will of that, and spiritually he doesn't have any spiritual fortitude or anything. Like, if you believe in a higher power and and you're in spiritual or religious, man, this is the kind of thing that you don't even think about touching a child. So yeah, it's just going to show like where he's at, man, and you can already tell that there's something wrong with this guy, and just from him even doing something like this, him even being accused of something like this, man. Because as men, we don't, this is the last thing on our mind, man, especially when we're focused on ourselves and bettering ourselves and, having goals and building and working towards those goals every day. And this is far from it.
Are asking parents across the area to talk to their children after the arrest of this man, 32-year-old Adam Patterson.
And then, he's 32 years old, and again, a decision that he made, a boneheaded decision he made, you end up, now they're asking people to ask their children, like, hey, did this guy do something to you? And that's crazy, man. So it affected really the whole town that he's in, bro, because they got it on the news and they're telling people, to show this picture to their kids and see what this guy done to them.
He's charged with raping a child, and the details are beyond disturbing for Assistant Police Chief Rick Gordon.
We have an 11-year-old victim whose life has been changed for the rest of her life.
Yeah, it has been changed for the rest of her life, man, because it's a wound that is going to take a long time to heal, and then it's a scar that's going to be there with her for her whole life. So, yeah, he's definitely right about that.
At this point, there's been over 50 images of child porn found on his cell phone, and as I said, we're still in the process of dumping the electronic evidence that we have.
So 50 images of child pornography on this guy's phone. Again, it just goes to show where he's at mentally and the kind of thing that he's into and the kind of spirit that he let take over him. He obviously has some demons that he needs to deal with, and he's not showing any signs of like dealing with them. He's indulging in that, feeding that demon, man, feeding the beast instead of working on himself. And he's in the type of situation that, it's really hard to come back from. And me personally, I don't think there's any coming back from something like that at all. No matter how many years have passed, no matter how much you've changed, it's always going to be that, you raped an 11-year-old girl. Even if you didn't do it, you've been accused of it, man. And anybody who's in their right mind and again focus on themselves, this is the rock bottom last thing in the world that you're ever going to be accused of, bro. Because the kids are here to look up to us and to get knowledge and understanding on how to live life, man. And he just scarred a little girl forever.
Fear there could be more victims, and they want to hear from you if you or your child have had any interactions with Patterson.
And then again, it just goes to show that they want to hear from you or your children as well. If you've even had any type of interaction with this dude, that just goes to show what kind of, mental state of mind that this guy is in, man. He's like, if you using all that energy, putting it towards fucking raping children and molesting children and child pornography, man. Just imagine if you put all that energy towards something positive, man, and work towards that goal and where you be at, where he'd be at in his life, man. So what you think about what you do, it really affects you and everybody around you.
They're also asking you to check all of your children's devices, including phones, tablets, and PlayStations.
So for them having to do that too, man, like it's really not safe for our kids, man, out here, and we have to be there for them. And again, like if there was some type of father figure around, then this sort of thing is far less likely to happen, man, because predators, that's one of the things that they check for is like, is there a man around? Is somebody going to come looking for me or, trying to save this child if they say something? So us as men, man, we really have to be there for our kids, even if we have a difficult time, like with the woman that we had kids with, man. We have to think about that and keep that in mind, that a co-parenting relationship is very important, man. And hopefully, like, if you do have a good one, that's good. And even if you don't, like, hopefully the kid is old enough so you don't have to deal with the mother. You can just deal directly with the child. Get her a cell phone or a tablet. Monitor that. They got kid mode on those things, so you can monitor everything they do, the websites they go on, and all of that, man. And like I have kids, and they're the youngest tablet is hooked up, so everything that's inappropriate, they send me a message, hey, we blocked this because we found out your settings say that this is inappropriate. Even down from certain people sending money on Cash App or something to your kid's account, bro. They'll block that and they'll let you know, man. So us being there for the kids as men is super important.
That's how they found out about this crime while responding to a restraining order violation call from the 11-year-old's mother.
All right, and then the mother has a restraining order against this dude, so that goes to show, like, he's just got a problem. I feel like he just has a problem dealing with women in general. Like, it's something wrong with his mental already for him, raping kids. So it was something that he did that rubbed the mother the wrong way for him to get a restraining order against this guy. And then that's how they ultimately found out what he was doing, because the mother got a restraining order, and obviously they checked the child's electronics and found this thing out, man. So again, it's just another example of being mentally aware and being conscious of what we're doing, man, and that we have something to live for other than ourselves, bro. You know, what we do, it really does affect everybody around us, and especially us, though, man. Nobody wants to be in that type of situation, man, and that's why we focus on ourselves and we focus on building a legacy, man. And that's not definitely not the right way to do it.
If you're not checking your child's electronics, they're opening it to a world that they're in extreme danger in. This child she will need therapy of all kinds.
Yeah, she will need therapy of all kinds, man. And I believe that it's gonna take years of therapy just for the simple fact that she's a child and her mind's not fully developed. And like you said earlier, anybody with morals knows like this type of thing. She's gonna have trauma for God knows how long, man. So, and it's adults, women that have been through this same thing. They've been raped, and it's taken them years to come out and even say something. So, who knows? You know what I'm saying? How long it's gonna take her to heal, bro? It's because for the simple fact that she's a child, and you know she shouldn't even have had to been put through that type of thing and having to deal with that type of thing at such a young age.
And just to be able to live a regular life, these predators don't care. They don't care what they do to your child.
Police believe the victim has been violated since she was 9 years old. And for Gordon, getting justice for her is personal.
So this sort of thing has been happening since she's been 9 years old, and now she's 11. That's 2 years that we know, like I was just saying, that she didn't say anything about it, bro. She didn't tell anybody. And it's so hard for, adult women to come out and say something like that. So there's no telling what he said to her or, threatening her or anything. And I feel like that's exactly what he did. He played on, a child and used that to his advantage because he knew that her mind's not developed all the way, and you can pretty much tell them and threaten them. And he was obviously super comfortable with it if this was going on for 2 years, and he was the one doing it for 2 years, man. So it's definitely gonna take this kid, a long time. And as far as a regular life, her life won't ever be regular again, man. This is a permanent scar and a wound that's going to be open for a while. And once it does heal, the scar is going to be there forever, man.
This little girl is most definitely in danger if this guy's ever let out of prison, or is exonerated of these charges. When you have victims like that, they're helpless.
Yeah, and that's why I touched on the male figure being there and being in that kid's life, man, because it's far less likely to happen if there is a male father figure around that, predators, they check for that sort of thing, like I said. And if he knew that there was going to be a man to come and bust his head, then it's far less likely to happen, man. Somebody just showing up for an uncle, anything like that, man. Even if, that's why it's so important to stay in contact with your children, man, and just lets other people know that you're there for them. Even if, you only could show up every once in a while, man. Just getting them a phone or some type of a tablet or something, monitoring that and staying in contact with them and letting people know that you're there for them. It cuts out a lot of BS, bro. And this sort of thing is far less likely to happen.
That's our job, is to protect. And my whole intent here is to bring Mr. Adam Patterson to justice and see him in prison.
In Aaron, Nikki McGee, News 2.
And again, police ask that you share this photo with your child and call if you recognize this person. Patterson is being held on a nearly $1.2 million bond. Police thank the Dixon County Sheriff's Office for their forensic assistance in this case.
All right, so $1.2 million, that is a lot, 10% of that, and what's that, like 100-something thousand. So the more serious the crime, the higher the bail is. So they're probably trying to set it to something that this guy doesn't really have. So he has to wait in there for, until his court date. And I don't think he'll be getting out, even if, after the court date, released on just his own bond, on recognizance or whatever, because of the type of crime that it is he's being accused of. And they're asking for the parents that have even came in contact with them to talk about the children or ask their children, if they've been hurt by this guy, man. And that just goes to show where he's at mentally, bro. And it goes to show, like, the decisions that you make, how it affects you and everyone around you, like I've been saying this whole segment, man. So it's really, a shame that this type of thing happens, and it's another example for us as men to do better for ourselves, man, and for our children, man. So again, I'm Coach Noop, and if you like this kind of content, man, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, fellas.